So, Miki, you are basically known as the queen of pee, poop, and periods. How do you feel about that?
I think it's time that this area gets rebranded into a really positive way. It's an incredibly important part of the human body and the human experience, and yet it's considered a place that you can't talk about and you're running away from. There's very little innovation because everyone's scared of that area.
You have 3 products right now on the market. Walk me through what those products are.
So the first P is period, and it is in the feminine hygiene category. So what we've developed is a very simple underwear that looks and feels like a regular sexy pair of underwear you put on, but they have built-in technology in the gusset. So the innermost layer wicks away moisture so you feel dry. When you bleed into it, you feel dry. The second micro-thin layer is an absorption layer that absorbs up to 2 full tampons worth of blood. It's also antimicrobial, so there's no germs. And then it's leak-proof. The second product is looking at the urinary incontinence market. We created this product called Icon, which is a pair of underwear that looks and feels like a regular pair of underwear, but it has special built-in technology within it that holds between 25 and 50 milliliters of liquid. And then the third product is in the poop space. So what we introduced is a very simple bidet attachment that clips onto any standard toilet, turns any toilet into a bidet in less than 10 minutes.
So this is a topic that you're clearly very passionate about. How did you wake up one day and decide, I'm going to create Thinx?
It was really at my twin sister and I at our family barbecue when we were defending our 3-legged race championship title. In the middle of the race, my twin sister started her period. And so we had to sprint to the bathroom, and then she had to change out her bathing suit bottoms and then was washing out the blood from the bathing suit bottoms was when we had the idea.
We were talking before, earlier this summer, and you had said, people can be pretty uncomfortable talking about this topic.
Totally.
Explain what you meant by that.
Well, no national television has ever covered our product because they're like, America's not ready to talk about periods. When the New York City public transit system banned us and said you cannot use the word period on our subways, and they said you can't do that. And we had a halved grapefruit that represented, the female part in a very subtle way. They were just like, this would be suggestive or offensive to riders.
Getting the MTA to allow you to run those ads, that was a big win for you guys. But what has been the biggest challenge or the biggest hurdle you've overcome?
We're still going through the hurdles right now. Most modeling agencies don't want to work with us. They don't want to have their girls modeling periods or pee kind of stuff. A lot of advertisement companies just don't want us to advertise because they're like, periods are not something that we want our people to be looking at.
And the other side of this is, not just that red tape, but there's also the investment side. So what has that been like for you to raise?
It's interesting because I've had, so many investors who I met with, they're like, let me show it to my wife or my daughter and give their feedback. And they get one point of view and then decide based on if their wife is like, ew, it sounds gross. And they're like, ew, it sounds gross.
As an entrepreneur tackling taboo topics, has it been an advantage for you, or has it been a challenge that you hope to one day make things less taboo?
If you look at a Harvard Business Review, they talk about blue ocean strategy, right? A blue ocean is a category that there's no competition in. For Thinx, Icon, and Tushy, there are some competitors that have been sort of staples for 100 years, but as far as new innovations go, they're pretty blue oceans. And we can really change the conversation while we're at it. It's a win-win.